Hey everybody, I'm Madalyn Sklar, host of the Social ROI Chat presented by Manage Flitter, and I am here with our spectacular guest, Peg Fitzpatrick. Hi, Peg.
Hello,
How are you?
how are you?
I
Now
am
we're having like
good.
actual conversations. We were tweeting where it's like,
I know we were tweeting like crazy, and now we're on Facebook Live to have a conversation and talk about our wonderful topic today, creating Twitter visuals that drive conversation. Isn't that a great topic?
it is. It
It's
is.
so
And I think it's
you.
so important. Thank you. It's so important now. Before, I mean, I've been on Twitter for years. I know you've been on Twitter for years, and it
Yeah.
really is evolving and changing. And with all the social channels, it's important that you're also evolving and changing, and visuals are important. Even on the Twitter chat that we were just doing, I did have some, GIFs or images, but for the most part, I was just typing in a Twitter chat. You're going pretty fast.
Yeah.
But if you're on your prepared content, it is important to have, great visuals. I hardly ever tweet anything that's just text only.
Right. Because visuals are important. I mean, it grabs attention.
Mhm.
It's important. I mean, I rarely do a tweet without some kind of image or a GIF, like
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Or emojis, you're adding color,
Yeah.
you're adding movement, you're adding fun, and it also adds context. That's one of the things that I like about GIFs is, I don't like to really type sarcastic things because sometimes people don't really read it the right way. But if you add the right GIF to it, people know you're sarcastic or that you're joking or that you know what I mean? Or you're tired or
Right.
whatever it is. It helps add emotion, and it gives more than just like a sentence or two. Of course, now we have more text available on Twitter, but I still feel like that doesn't take the place. I mean, I don't really want to read a series of tweets. I saw somebody the other day that was having this big long, like they were having a big rant, and it was like tweet after tweet. And of course, they're all threaded, so they're easier to find now. But I'd rather read a blog post. I don't go on Twitter to read a series of one
Right.
person talking to themselves,
Exactly.
right?
What do you think of gifts these days? I mean, you're talking about gifts. Are you like
Yeah.
making your own? Like, I mean, I think that's the direction I'm trying to go with this question. Like,
Yeah.
I'm seeing more and more people making their own, getting crazy with it. Like, just not just one or two on their phones, like going all
Mhm.
out and doing like a
Yes.
nice camera, almost like the photo shoots, where, you make all these like, like you like Andrew and Pete. You've seen the ones
Yeah.
they put up on Giphy,
Yeah.
right? I'm
Yeah.
seeing so many people embrace this on my Twitter Smarter chat last week. They were all going crazy with this and they're all trying to up each other. Like, oh, you wait till next week when you see my new gifts is really funny.
That is funny.
So,
I do like using the maker where you
uh-huh.
can like, do it. So like for example, for my YouTube channel, I like to take the video once it's live. I put the link in Giphy and I can make a little GIF and then I can tweet that and it just has like a little animation instead of on Twitter, the YouTube link, the video is small until you click it and then it expands. So it's not like the optimal sharing. And if you're sending an email, for example, like in MailChimp or ConvertKit, you can add a GIF to it, but you can't add a video. So you could make a little GIF yourself from your own content. Like for this, you could say, hey, did you catch the after show? And it could have like a little GIF of us like talking. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. And GIFs, a lot of them are just short, fun ones, but like the looping content, it's like sometimes it's just so dang mesmerizing. You can't stop. Like you're like,
Right.
I don't even care about this like panda rolling. And then you watch it like 20 times because it's like, and the panda rolls again and it rolls again and it rolls again. There's just
Yeah.
something about it, like the continuous motion of it. I don't know. Sometimes
Right.
they're just crazy good. And I do think it's cool that people make their own things. Andrew and Pete make great stuff. And the thing that we didn't talk about in the Twitter chat, which is important, is that for brands, you really have to make sure. I'm not 100% sure where gifts fall on, is this legally okay to share? Because there's a lot of things that are movies, and you can't share a photo from a movie. You can't share a movie.
Right.
So I don't think it's legal to actually share a gift from a movie, even though people make them. So if you're a brand, you're 100% better off if you make your own because then you can legally use it, you
Right.
know?
Exactly.
you have to really be careful if you're, and if you're an individual, you can kind of make that personal choice for yourself. But if it's images, I always make sure that I can legally use everything. GIFs, I'm not so sure that, nothing has come out yet saying, hey, these are illegal, but I think they are.
It will. That's for sure. I mean, it's just like with music, if I post a video anywhere, YouTube, Facebook, wherever, and there's music playing with it, and it is not my music, it's not copyrighted to me, then they're going to take that post down.
Or fine you.
Or even worse, fine you. Exactly.
YouTube, that happened because YouTubers were doing that all the time. And there was a girl, Michelle Phan, I don't know if you know who she is. Yeah. She's a huge beauty blogger. She got nailed because she used music. She got huge fines and tons. And here's the thing. People say, well, I credited them for their song. Okay, this is my intro and it's by the Beatles. Thank you, Beatles, no. They're not going to pay for that. Yeah, no. So yeah, it's a big issue. And eventually I think that will happen with GIFs. So making your own is smart because you can use them. If you want other people to use yours and put them on Giphy like Andrew and Pete do, they made, I think, a whole bunch of reaction ones that they've put up. And I did that. I was making videos for Guy for his Wise Guy series on his Wise Guy page. And I just left them on Giphy. If other people want to use Guy Kawasaki GIFs, they're there. I mean, it's fun. So it's fun if you make some that other people can use too. And if you're very smart, you could do certain reactions that people want all the time. Applause, hello, like there's certain ones that people are looking for all the time.
Yeah, I'm going to post the Andrew and Pete ones. So in the comments, you guys will see this. If you don't know who Andrew and Pete are, they're an incredible duo out of the UK. Yeah. But they went and made all these, like I said, reactionary GIFs, and they went and got a branded Giphy account, and they have an article that details how to do this in Social Media Examiner. So just Google that and you'll find it. But it's brilliant. And I think we're going to see more and more people go this route. Mm-hmm. So like I was just saying a few minutes ago, like on the Twitter Smarter chat, they're all trying to one up each other with who has the better GIFs that they make themselves, their own branded. And I mean, they're going all out. They're doing reactionary, but they're going way above Andrew and Pete. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Now, if people want to go make their own GIFs, how do you recommend they do that? So you said Giphy, you can actually make them in Giphy.
Yep, Giphy.com. Like, for example, what I was saying for a YouTube video or a video that you have that's already online, you can just put a link to the YouTube video and then you could pick how long you want it to be. And you can like scroll through a certain section to choose the part that you want it to be. Then you can add like little text and stuff on it. It's fun and it's easy. And then also in Canva, you can make GIFs really easy. So if you're making a graphic, like say, for example, you're making a graphic for Twitter Smarter chat and you did it in Canva, it's in Canva for work. When you go to download the photo, there's a little thing that says, do you want to animate it? When you click that, it gives you like different choices for animations. And it's just literally one click. And it works for most of them. If you have like tons of layers on your photos, it can't do that. But like yours, if you had like the Twitter, the name, and like 2 graphic things that would like pull them in different ways, it gives you like 6 different choices. And you click on it and you download it and there you go. I mean, it's literally one more click than just downloading it.
That is super cool. I love that. And I've made my own personal, like not fancy, but just on my phone using an app called Disco, DSCO. Are you familiar with that one?
I use Visco all the time. I haven't used Visco too much. They're really, I think it's the same people.
It is, but they got rid of one. So I think it was Visco. It was Visco by Disco, and now it's just Disco. Like the Visco part is no more. And so if I just sometimes want to make a quick one, if I wanted to make one, hold my phone and make one right now, I just open up the app and, it just does a few seconds, you're done, and you download it, and you have your own instant GIF. But I want to ramp it up. I want to kind of be like these guys that keep like trying to one up each other. So I feel like I need to go get my ring light out and go put my phone on a tripod and go make, my own little reactionary GIF. So what is a good tool? Like if you're really ramping it up, do these tools work just as well? Or like when you see these really good ones, like Andrew and Pete, do you know like what kind of
I
tool
haven't.
you need?
I'll have to look and see which ones you're specifically talking about. I think they probably use Premiere Pro because they do video editing too.
You're
I
doing
think they
video
have,
editing.
yeah, they have somebody that does their video editing. Chances are their editor is making those cool things in Premiere Pro. Jeff C
Yeah.
also has he does a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like in Premiere Pro and right in the fancy tools, in the fancy
Gotcha.
editing tools. I'm just learning iMovie. I'm pretty proud of myself for
Oh,
that.
I
So.
love iMovie. I feel proud of myself too. Like iMovie and Camtasia. I feel like, I can really crush it with those two tools.
I made a video, kids.
Yeah, it's like woohoo.
Oh,
So really I
you
can
know
just
the other tool
yeah.
that's fun is InShot is a video tool.
You were talking about that on the chat
Yeah.
and interesting. I've been running, and you may not know about this. I haven't talked to you in a while. I run a new mastermind program for women, teaching them how to use video and especially live streaming video.
Cool.
And in my first round of students a few months ago, I remember InShot got brought up and I downloaded it, but I haven't played with it yet. And you brought it up during the chat today. So tell me about InShot. What does that
I
do?
like it because you can make your video different sizes. I like it specifically for Instagram stories because you can make vertical video. So you can shoot your video anyway, and you can change it to square. Square video is supposed to be the best. So like on Twitter, you could do the rectangular video, but you could do a square video and it's bigger and it takes up more space, but you can't film a square video. You can only film a rectangle video, but you can put that video in InShot and you can make it square.
Oh, interesting.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so you can make it square. And then I also they have little animated GIFs and things that you can add. And it's kind of like you edit it. So you could put something at the beginning, at the end. So like you could put different things through the video and it's super easy to use and it makes really cute things. So I like that because you can make square video and vertical video. From your horizontal. Cool. So you can shoot it once. So say you're getting ready to do your Twitter chat. You want to create a promotion and you're going to put it on Facebook. You want to do Instagram stories and Twitter. You could record it just one time horizontally. Just make sure you're like kind of in the center-ish. And then you could like say whatever you want. And then you could just put it in InShot and make 3 different videos with like follow us on Facebook, join us on Twitter. You could put the hashtag and then you could share it in your Instagram stories as a vertical video that's sized perfectly. So it's really a great app for making things the right size, which is not easy to do.
And that's InShot, Lucille is asking?
Yep.
INSHOT. Okay. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, I shared a link to it on Twitter.
I saw that. I'm going to pull it up right now, though, and grab the link and send this out.
But it looks like that. Yeah. And you can also do photos and collages, but honestly, I always use it for the little video feature. And then you can like remove your watermark. There's a lot of different things in there. There's filter packs and stickers. It's just a fun way to like customize your videos. So you can go one step beyond making like a great video by adding little animated GIFs and things. And even on Instagram, even though there's some in the app, you'll be using things that aren't in there. So there's special ones and they're animated. They're very cool. Like there's like ones to follow you on Twitter and things like that. So it adds a nice little animation on the video. And like I said, you can do things at the beginning and the end. Like you can pin them to different parts in the video and it's really easy. It's like one click kind of stuff.
That's really cool. I want to do a quick shout out. We got a bunch of people here with us live. How about that? We got I and Lucille and Rodrigo and Caroline. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate that. Let's do a couple of questions from the chat. And for those of you watching live, if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the comments so we can talk about that. Wait, real quick though, let's see. I says, I just checked on Canva and was trying to download an image as animated, but I don't see that option. I use the free version.
It's in Canva for work. I responded to that on Twitter, but you probably didn't see it. It's
so you got to do the paid one. How much does that run? Do you know?
I think it's like $9, maybe $10 a month. But honestly, in the amount of time that it saves me, it's worth it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
For having all my brand colors in there. And you can do a lot in the free version. I use, there's just some features like the brand things, having your logos in there, having the folders in there. For me, some things are worth the money, and that's one of them. And the other one, relay that I shared. If you're somebody who's not great with design, it's like $25 a month. And it's not that that's nothing, because I know that all the tools add up. But if you can't make really good designs yourself, this is an easy way to make really professional designs that look really good. So it's like, and it saves so much time. It's one of those, and it has like, instead of like Canva where you have like a template where it has all the templates on the side when you type your text in, on Relay That, when you type the text in, it puts it in, it makes all your designs on the side have your text in it, have your logo on it, have your hashtag, like everything. So it gives you like a whole bunch of like kind of infinite options for the text and everything that you already included. With one click, you can change the size to different social channels without having one thing. Like in Canva, like they say they have one click resize, but it's not, because you have to like mess around with it and stuff. So it's like, it's easier than recreating it from scratch, but it's not 100% like resized for you. You know what I mean? Do you do Canva for that?
Yeah, I use Canva. I've used Relay That. I tried it out, you know, when I first found out about that a few years ago. I loved it, and I need to go back to using it, because I did enjoy how easy it was to have all the different sizes. And that is totally worth the cost, because it seems like what happens is you do it the one size, and it's like, okay, I'm just done. I'm just going to use this one size, and that's it. Yeah. Because you don't want to go recreate, because who wants to recreate them all? That's a lot of work.
I know. Even if you make something sort of simple, it just takes so long. But Adobe Spark is another good one for resizing too. Yes. One side, like literally click the button, resize, and it's like perfect. So they kind of get a hands up for like that feature. For me is like winning, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I do like Adobe Spark. That's a good one. There are a lot of really good tools out there. So, all right. So we're naming off all these tools. I'm sure everybody watching this is going, okay.
But you know what we forgot to mention though? Don't get hung up on trying every new tool. Don't be afraid to like just get really good with one of them and stick with it, because I think sometimes that's another place where people make mistakes with their visual marketing, is they use too many different little phone apps and none of their stuff looks the same, because you don't have the same fonts and they might be close. Right. And then it's confusing to you as a user, because you never get proficient at it.
Right. So out of all these tools we're talking about, if you were to name just one, like for everybody listening going, okay, which one should I try?
Yeah.
Is there one that you think?
The easiest one to use is Adobe Spark.
Okay.
It's easy to make good things. Canva is easy to use, but sometimes you can get overwhelmed with choices. Like they made Canva because people are overwhelmed with Photoshop choices and all the buttons in there. But sometimes Canva can feel like that to people and the thing with Canva is that like there's templates, but then sometimes people's things start to look like other people's things. So they're good to start out with any templates, but then try to go off template as soon as you can make your own, you know. So Adobe Spark for me, I feel like is just the easiest. And I also feel like it resizes things the best and things always look crisp. And it works with your phone. It works with your phone and desktop seamlessly, and everything always works great between those, or iPad. So because of those reasons, it gets a little bit of a head above other ones for me.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well,
easy is important, you know, like you just don't want to spend too long working on things.
Absolutely. Lucille's asking, do you need a Mac to use Adobe Spark?
No, actually it can be I'm not sure if they have an Android app yet. I know they were working on it. Canva has an Android app, but no, it's just any, like you can use any like Chrome or whatever. You don't have to have a Mac.
Yeah, you can do a browser. You can do a browser or an app.
Yeah.
Because I have the iOS app. I have the iPhone app.
Yeah, me too. I'm not sure if they have Android yet.
So okay, sorry, but you could do it on the browser, so then it wouldn't matter.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
If you're all Google and you have like I can't even remember what the little Chromebooks and all those things are, the little Android tablets, you can use Chrome.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's do a couple of questions from the chat. I mean, gosh, we can just sit here and talk about this all day and not even do the questions from the chat. But I wanted to do a couple of the questions because I want everybody to hear your expanded thoughts on it. Question number 3, what tips and tricks do you have for creating and maintaining a style guide?
Okay. So for the style guide, one of the things that I recommend is if you really don't know how to create one, you really have no idea what it is, you can hire someone to create a brand for you, and then you could still do all the pieces after that yourself. I know that if you're a blogger and you're not making money yet, or you're starting out in social media and you're not making a good income, it's really hard to like spend the money on tools and things. But if you do have the money, that's one place to spend it, is to have somebody help create your brand palette. If you're doing a brand 100% yourself, there's tons of tools. Pinterest is a great place to search. I shared some articles in the Twitter chat on how to do it and what the pieces are. And I've written a bunch of things on like do-it-yourself design, where it's like, basically it's not just a logo and it's not just a color. It's really all the things together. So what are all the pieces that people are going to see from you? They are going to see a logo. They are going to see your colors. You want to make sure that you're consistent with the exact color codes every time, not just pink, not just like everybody's like, your color's pink. It's actually almost red if on a little spectrum, but it looks very pink compared to red. But so that's why it's important to not just do any pink. I have specific color codes that I use every time. So you can use something like a Pinterest board, a secret Pinterest board, and pull together a bunch of things that you like. If you don't have a brand at all and you're starting from scratch, pull things that you like that say like, this is kind of represents me. Because your brand, if you're an individual, is a representation of you. Or if you are a true brand, it is still a representation of you. Like, what colors represent you? Are you fun? Are you young? Are you a bank? Are you serious? Do you want like green? Do you want like blue for trust? Do you want, the colors mean things to people. So you want to look at all those things, and then you're going to get your exact things, and then I use a Trello board. Do you ever use Trello?
Yes, I love Trello.
Yeah. So I have a Trello board that has my brand in there. And for all the different brands that I work with, that's like a free way of creating things. If you can't afford Canva for work or like the paid Adobe Spark versions, create your own brand kit. So you know what fonts you're going to use all the time. You know what colors you're going to use all the time. You don't want to go crazy. 1 or 2 main colors, maybe a third accent color, and that's really fine. Sometimes designers will create like up to 5. You can have more, but you want it to be really consistent so people really get to know you with that color.
Right.
And the feel. So it's not only just the color, then it's the font. And Rebecca Radice, who somebody mentioned in the chat, is having a great brand. We've been friends forever. I know you're friends with Rebecca too. And we like both built our brands over time. Like we had pieces of it, but it's like, and then we would find the next piece and the next piece. And the last piece for Rebecca was the fonts. Like she just couldn't find the fonts that she like sometimes it just takes a while to find like what ones represent me. She's not like a girly brand. She didn't want anything that was like curly or,
like
she just wanted like straightforward, but then it has to like look good. Your name has to look good. So sometimes it takes a while to get all the pieces together if you're doing it yourself, but just don't overly test things. Like test things a little bit, see how it goes. Ask people what they think. But yeah, I have all my stuff in Trello, so that would include a logo that would have your colors. Another place to get great stuff, like say if you don't have a ton of money, you can look on Creative Market. Have you ever used Creative Market?
No.
It's a great site where you can like buy templates, and you can even get Canva templates. So you could get your own templates and then customize it with your things. So, and they're not expensive. Like Creative Market, you could spend $20 and you could get some custom templates. So if you're somebody who likes to use Canva templates the most, but you don't want them to look like anyone else's, you can find people in there that have made great ones. And there's even logos in there, which is where I was starting with that. Like you can find logos, and then people would just like change the text to your name. So it's a way of working with professional designers when you're more on a budget still.
That is so great. I've never heard of this. So I just posted the link in the
Hmm.
Facebook comments here if you guys want to check that out.
And the
Uh,
coolest thing about Creative Market is every week they give away 6 free things. So every week when you go back, there's a free goods tab. They have like fonts. Sometimes
nice.
there's social media. I know it's really good, really good. If you're like on the ball, just go back once a week and like check. And then the free fonts, you can use them. You can pull them into PicMonkey or Adobe, or I don't know if you can do, everyone can do them in Adobe yet, or Canva, like anywhere where you can use logos. Those are like legally available. So it's a
Yeah,
great place to get images. Yeah. So Creative Market is a great place where it does not break the bank. They're
I
very,
love it.
some of them are like even under $10, like
That
for
is
a bunch of
amazing.
templates. Yeah. So it doesn't, people freak out when they think, oh, I can't pay for stuff, but it doesn't always have to be like really expensive. I like to do things as low cost as I possibly can because it all adds up.
Absolutely. I think that's super smart. There's a comment from Sandy. She says not all fonts work on all email platforms. How do you address that when you run into that issue?
Um, well, yeah, but if you're making a graphic, it would be in the graphic.
You're right. You're right. Okay. But
Yeah,
if
so
you,
I was
because
talking
yeah,
specifically in
that's a
graphics,
good point.
not different things. I never switch the fonts around in emails,
Yeah,
but
because an email, it really depends on the person that's viewing it. And if they're on a computer that doesn't have a lot of fonts and you're
mhm.
trying to use a fancy font or some obscure font, you're right. So
Yeah,
that's a
I just
really great point.
yeah, I just meant in graphics. I didn't mean for like the
Yeah.
website or because all of those
Okay.
things. Yeah, so
Sure.
emails totally different. We're not talking with, but
Yeah.
yes, email is different. That's a whole different
Yeah.
topic.
And then Cameron says, I wants to know recommendation for to learn principles of design to help get beyond the templates.
Yep.
What are your thoughts
YouTube
on
is
that?
amazing. Way back in Canva's archives on YouTube, there's so many how-to videos.
Okay.
They never
Good
really
to
promote
know.
the YouTube channel very much, but there's a lot of great content on there. And then look for design blogs. So YouTube is a great place to just look up like design principles. And then there's a lot of blogs that specifically talk about that. And also Pinterest is my favorite resource for everything in the world. So you could even type in like how to create a brand. I have articles that are like how to like come up with a brand, which a lot of things I talked about already, which is, making a secret Pinterest board. That's where I started on mine. Design Seeds is this amazing blog and they take photos and they make color palettes. So if
Oh,
you're somebody
wow.
who doesn't match colors very well, Color Seeds is my favorite. And I have done so many projects by finding a beautiful thing. And then you can just use a color dropper tool, an eyedropper, and take the colors, or they have the color codes right there. So say you're creating a new brand, Madalyn, and you have like, you want red, but you want to change it and you want it like, you're not really sure like what other things will look good for it. There's a lot of tools for that too. Like Adobe
Yeah.
Color is another great, oh, sorry, I'm going to get like overwhelm you people with tools. Sorry.
No,
I
this is
there's a
great. This
lot
is
of good
great.
tools.
I know, and I'm typing in as many as I can into the comments for everybody. I mean, this is actually great. I mean, this is an awesome conversation. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm totally digging this. So
Yeah,
no,
it's
keep the
just
tools
people, it's the
coming.
things people get stuck on. Like if you
Yeah,
can't, matching colors is hard for real.
yeah,
Like it's hard. So
sure.
it's hard to get stuff that looks good. I mean, sometimes you see some people's designs are okay and the colors that they chose are just eh. So
Yeah,
what I like about Color Seeds is their photos, a lot of them are nature, and nature, the colors always match. When you see flowers, all the colors in that flower always match, or a
right.
seashell, or leaves, or like it's crazy when you look at them and you're like, I never would have thought to put, it's just a great resource. So that's some place where, and
Yeah,
they're on Pinterest and they're on Instagram. So they just make color palettes from photos. That's all she does.
I love that.
Yeah.
I asked, do you have a favorite blog that lists your favorite tools?
I do have a resource. I did share one of them. I think
You
Kristen,
probably have that on your blog, right?
yeah, I think I have one that's just resources.
Okay. Well, everybody
Um,
should like go to your blog anyway, and they should sign up. You have, great content. So I definitely recommend that. And then Sandy says there's a color picker in the utilities in a Mac.
I use the one in Chrome. I use the Chrome extension called Eyedropper.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
free extension in Chrome. And with that
Okay.
little extension, you can go on any photo and just grab a color.
Okay. So I'm
So
gonna
it's a
grab that
great,
link.
yeah, it's just a free, that's a free tool that I use. There's
Okay.
also apps. Oh, there's an Adobe app that's like so cool. Which one is the one I'm thinking of? Um, where you can just take a picture of something and it does you can take a picture and it does the color codes from it. I think it's Adobe Color. I have so many apps on my phone. People are always like, "What's your favorite?" I'm like, "Well, I have so many." I don't know how my iPhone just doesn't explode from like I have like 13,000 pictures on my phone.
I have something like that too.
Oh,
It's
you do
like
good.
yes, I have lots of photos. Oh no, I'm up to 16,761.
Good.
So it's
Then I
not
have
just you. I'm
I'm
doing
on.
that too.
That's awesome. So
Um,
I can't think of what app that is, but there is one
okay.
that I think it's Adobe Color. You could just Adobe Capture. Is it Capture?
Yeah, that's what Cameron's saying. Maybe Adobe
Yeah, yeah,
Capture.
yeah.
Is that it?
It has a whole bunch of different things. If that has a lot of different things, but yeah, you can just like take a picture of things and it does Adobe Color. What did they change the name to? It used to be something else and Adobe bought it. And it's like a great one because you can color.adobe.com. They changed the name.
Color.
Color.adobe.com.
Okay.
You can make color
Color.adobe.
palettes on there. So you can put your brand code in there when you pick one color.
Oh, look at
And then
this.
it creates all these different color palettes using your color. So with my brand pink, it came up with some that
Okay.
are right next to it, or tertiary colors, which are like across the little color wheel from each other. And it's very cool. And then it'll save those colors in all your Adobe products.
That is super cool.
It's
I'm
a great
digging
tool
this.
for matching colors. And so that's one where you could just find one color and then just go in there and like move the little wheel around and it gives you the hex codes and everything right on there. And then
This
it
is
gives you
amazing.
different color rules if you want it monochromatic, complementary. Like it's so cool. It's really great. So there's a lot of different ways. And the hard thing is like getting all these pieces together. But the good news is once you do that, you just stick with that. So it seems like it's a
Right.
lot when you're in the process, but once you nail it down, it's totally worth it.
This is super cool. What a great site. I'm just going to bookmark all of these. This is
Adobe,
so
isn't
great.
color cool?
It really is. I'm
I
digging
think
that
you
in,
can
in
drag a
Creative
photo
Mark.
in there too, and you can like, yeah, you can create from image. You can pull an image in, and then
Really?
it finds the colors from it. So say you have a favorite
Really?
outfit. Yep. In that
Oh
little
my
top right
gosh.
corner, there's a
I
little
see it.
camera.
I'm going to
Yeah. So
try
if
it. I
you have
see
like a
it.
favorite shirt and like this one, like say I loved this blue and I wanted
Oh
to do
my
something
God.
or I
This
wanted it.
is crazy.
Yeah. It just makes a color palette and gives you all the color codes from real life.
I love this. I just pulled in like just one of the social ROI images that just popped right up and it gave me all the colors. That is
Yeah.
so cool. Oh my gosh, Peg, this is
That one is
amazing.
like super handy, isn't it?
Yes. Wow. I'm going to be playing with this for hours.
I know. And you could just drag the little colors around. It's crazy.
I know. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay, this was a great chat. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I gotta go play with these tools now.
Okay, cool. Well, I hope you guys liked it. And don't get caught up
Yeah,
with using, even though we talked about tons and tons of tools, just pick a couple
yeah,
that work for you
yeah,
and don't worry about trying all of them. Don't be afraid to just stick with one. And
yeah.
check YouTube for tutorials because there's tutorials for like
Yes.
everything. So for using those specific apps, I know PicMonkey also has great tutorials. Most of the companies do have their own great tutorials, but a lot of times people that just love the products make them too. And those are also good ones because then you get people's little tricks in there for how to use them.
Right, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Peg. You are just a wealth of information.
Yeah,
You were
thanks for
awesome on
having
the
me.
chat, and you're even more awesome on the after chat. I think all of us are going to have our heads exploding now with all of these tools to check out.
Well, thanks for having me and have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week with another great chat. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Peg.